This is just a recap of the VNs I remember coming out this year. This isn't a complete list, like all the porn titles, like all like 90% porn are gone, like all the stupid ones are like under an hour are gone, I think, for the most part. There's also some where I'm like, hey, this came out, and then I look at the things and they're like, yeah, the translation is so fucking horrible, it's actually hilarious because I don't understand what the plot's going on anymore. I'm like, alright, I kind of took that as well. I probably missed a couple here and there as well. Like there's even a couple where I was like, didn't this come out? And I checked like, oh, it did. So why wasn't it in my fucking list? So I guess I just skipped a couple months out. I'm not sure. So if there's a check, then I read it. And if it's a green check, that means I wrote about it. And if there's the yellow ones like, hey, I wrote about it, but it never came out, I have a couple of those. Also, a lot of these are like based on my assumption. Like something I can think of as a Moe title might actually be pretty plot heavy. And I'm like, what the fuck happens? Like, did you see this cover? It looks fucking Moe thing. Or for the most part, I think I'm like 75% alright. Also, if the title's green, I either liked it or I'm like interested in playing it or reading it. And if it's yellow, it's like a maybe, and if it's a white, that means like not really. I won't really describe them. A good part of that is because this would go on forever if I did. I would just slap the description of like V and the B on it and on the screen. It's like, hey, it's good enough. But I also kind of start a title based on the cover anyway. So like, or maybe even the brand if I like the brand, or even the writer sometimes. So let's say like, hey, it's Road 59. It's one of the ones that are me in this video. It's like, hey, that looks really cool, and that's for me. And for others, like, that's actually, that looks like shit. I'm not gonna read it. So a lot of times I do it like that, where it's like, hey, it looks cool, I might give it a try. These are the ones that are from something else, like normally from an anime, I think. Honestly, I don't know anything about the Regenerate title. It's a weird one. It had some rhythm game like a while ago, like a year ago, and then some anime was being announced, but then this VN came out before the anime did for like a couple months. I was like, what the fuck? But the VN itself has some like really basic rhythm shooting thing, so it's kind of one of those where it could have been slapped in other sections, but they were already getting full. It's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it here. It almost counts, or even counts depending. I think it was like a 2-month difference or something, so most of this was being developed. I think some YouTuber shit. I really don't care about this title. Most of these are like old titles that finally got an official translation. Some of them just got like a high resolution or something, but I honestly don't care about that unless there's like a gameplay thing attached to it. The Capo one is kind of a remake. I know there's like an extra route or two alongside like the visual update, but I'm not sure if they updated the routes because most of them are pretty whatever. I remember liking like one of them, and another one was like, hey, I had fun, but also there's no plot to this. There's like, I just liked it. These are the more plot-oriented ones. Some gravitate towards the more like Moe style to the point that I'm not sure they belong, so I moved it to like its own section later on. But more probably should have been put over there. Sen Momo has an official TL coming out eventually, but I heard good things about the fan TL anyway. The Summer Pockets like expansion already had a fan TL, but the official one came out now, and I haven't heard much about it. I know the fan TL was great. I don't know about the official one. I like Geminism, but I know others who didn't. Honestly, if you can power through the first girl whining a lot, it's actually a pretty fun time. Pillars of Railer is more like an action flick, but there's still a plot behind it. Like, it still counts. And I didn't make an action like thing anyway, so it's gonna be here. From what I heard, you can skip like the original Suno Soda for the remake. From what it's a lot more grounded, it's a lot better than the other ones. Technically, 100 Murders should have been in the adaptions one because it's a book and I read it like a couple years back. It's not the greatest, but it's still fun. Patrick is the only one I'm actually interested in here, but I'm still waiting for the second part to show up. Until then, I'm like, I think it's like 6 hours long too. It's like, whatever. I heard Road 59 wasn't that great, but I had fun with Some, and I saw a lot of people didn't really like that one either, or wasn't a fan of that. So like, hey, maybe I'll actually like it. Virtual Girl and Zato are on my radar, and I'll eventually get to like Sosaku. I used to confuse this with like a Loose Boy title that never got translated, and I remember that one like got shat on a lot. These are the ones I'm not really sure if it's actually a plot with a side of Moe or actually just Moe with like some plot into it. Like, I can probably put Yuri here as well, as it probably has like some pretty good plot points that are just drowned up at like the huge shenanigans. It's probably one of those things where like, hey, the last 20% of the plot's so good and it gets retroactively applied to the rest of what it's ever going on. And it's like, hey, it's now a good title. That's what happened with the other one. And also like Koichoko has 2 routes I'd consider plot oriented, and I'm pretty sure like Tama or whatever it's called actually has like a decent amount of plot going on, but it just looks like a Moe title. Maybe it's like Snow, same kind of thing maybe. I think I remember people saying like 2R2 had enough to not be considered like a plain Moe title like that. I think it was like 2 or 3 routes. Like, hey, it's actually plot oriented, it was fun, but I'm not sure about like the first one. It's kind of the deal with a lot of these is like, hey, maybe there's a plot into it, but it just looks like a Moe title. And it's probably one of those things like, hey, you're gonna have to waste 10 hours before anything actually happens. And these are probably like all of the Moe ones. Like, yeah, Futamata has some drama here and there, and Tenchi Reboot has like minimal parts where you could say it's plot, like maybe 10%, maybe 15% at most. And it's like, it doesn't really count. I remember talking to someone about like Hanaday and how we were joking like, hey, it's Ginka 2 or it's Archery 3. But apparently they mentioned that this one actually forgets about the plot for the most part after like the first half hour, where it just becomes like a slice of life romance thing and that's it. And it's like, oh, it's worse. I'm currently reading Love Pickle Poppy, and I assume that's like a typical love or something. I just think about pickles. Like, what the fuck is this? If this wasn't Smee, I would skip this one so hard, but it's like, it's Smee, I might as well try it, and I'm like halfway through. It's like, it's weaker than most Smee titles, like, not as good, but it's also not that bad. But it's one of those things like, I would have never even tried it if it wasn't for Smee. So outside of that one, I honestly don't care about any of these. And these are the nukiplots. I don't really care about any of these. I know a guy that swears that like the fun back titles are actually a lot more than just some titty games, and I've heard bits of Mojika's plot and it sounded dumb as hell. But then again, I can make like Dead Day sound retarded too, and that one's actually pretty okay. So maybe it's like that for the rest of them, I don't know. The homunculus one is probably more than just like more exposition in the beginning and then the rest is just porn again, but I don't know. It's probably the one I would actually try as well. It's like the art looks okay, but it's also like I could just be reading anything else. These are technically what I call the comedic ones, like they're meant to be in other places, but I always heard of them as like the funny ones. Like Harakuru is this like the smorgasbord title where depending on where you go, it's something different. Like some say like, oh, actually it has a great plot that gets shown halfway through, and until then it's all H scenes. And then there's others like actually it's really comical throughout the whole time, and it's like, all right, I don't know who to believe. And there's some where it's like, hey, you read this only because it's not that hard to understand or read in Japanese. So like, hey, it could be one of your first VNs or something to read. I'm like, oh, all right, I guess that too. I look at it and like, I don't care. I wouldn't read this anyway, but people are like, no, you should try. Half the plot, like halfway through, the plot gets really good. And it's like, okay, maybe. I finished the 2 Goei titles. It's the 2 I'm gonna put out next, like in a week after this gets pushed out, most likely. I'm just being lazy, and well, there's a lot of things going on right now, but it's more of just, it's a writing block on what to write about Goei 3, because there's a lot, but it's still like a slice of life title. It's like, all right. Because it's like, yeah, you can look at it and you can write a decent about it, but in the end, it's like, what is the majority of this? And it's like a constant barrage of just shit talking and tomfoolery, and Kaido just going into fucking messes and just joking around. It's like, it's there. It's mainly to have fun than anything else. These are the gameplay ones. I finished Student Order, and that's about it. I don't really care about rants or the Venus Blood titles at all, and 100 Line is just massive, so I'm putting it down in the backlogs. Like, I could read it like another 5 VNs in the time I finish this one, and it could be great, but it's like, there's a lot of great titles I still haven't read yet, so like, it's a time investment kind of thing. I also want to read like Raincoat before it anyway, and I never like tried Danganronpa 3. It's one of those things like, it's a series I don't really care about, but it's also something that's like, I might as well be linear, even though they're not like specifically intertwined on what the plot is about. It's like, I should just watch them all. Type Noise and All in Abyss would be the ones I'd probably like give a try. Technically, like Kamatsukabe should be like the adaptation one as well, or even like a spin-off slash like a fandom section, but I just put it here. I didn't really group them too strictly. I don't know anything about Gundog. Just Gundog sounds like a great name. It's like, all right. It's also something like, this appeals to me, so this will be like the one I'd read. These 3 are in VNDB, and like, I'm looking at it, and I never played the first Death End or whatever, but it looks like a JRPG or like some basic shit from like the Neptunia guys, and it's like, why is Neptunia before used to be in VNDB as well, and that's finally gone, and I think this is going to be one of those where it's just going to be kicked out eventually as well. The only one maybe is Urban Myth, maybe, but the other 2, they just look like RPGs to me. These are the otomes, and there's actually like a decent chunk in here that I actually want to read. I read Red Bell's Lament, and it was pretty okay. It's not the greatest. It's because of the writer was there, it reminds me of the title that they wrote, and I like those. I'm interested in Bust Fellows too, but it's kind of pricey for now, and so was that Spare Drops as well, but there was a decent sale like 5 days ago or whatever, so it's like 28 bucks, I think. So I just got it there. I liked one of the writers in the Estonian ones as well. It's from the Verse guys, so I might give that a try. And the writer for Itahari did the Fiore Fiore, where it's a weird title where I like them, but it's one of the titles where I felt like I almost fell asleep while reading it. And these are the Yuri titles. I read Iwakura more for the art, and I thought I liked the premise of it, and it was just all right, because I think it's like after the first part, or the first 2 chapters, it's focused more on the Yuri, and the Yuri is so boring. I wouldn't mind trying like Titan Blood as well, but it might be the same thing where it's like halfway through I'm just crying. It's like, oh, it's so boring, but who knows. These are the BL ones. I don't care about any of them. I remember thinking Masquerade was a title I knew someone read like 10 years ago, but apparently it's from the same artist, and she even did Lucky Dogs 1, which is another title in this thing. All I remember was being so confused on things like, why is the prisoner like raping the prison guards? Like, why is the prison guards not beat the shit out of them? It made no sense to me, and they're just like, and she was like, shut up, it's hot, I don't care. I'm like, alright, I guess. These are the fan discs. I still have to get around to like rewrite Vesta. It's the one I'm interested in. The other ones are like, whatever. I don't really care about them. Even Crimson Eyes, which is the Irusekai's fan disc or for the second title. And it's like, is it really fan disc or is it a sequel? Because they call Goei, the Goei 2 as a fan disc. But then after you beat all the stupid like side routes, you finally get plot oriented stuff that's actually really important for the third title. It's like, it's not really a fan disc, and that's why it's not in here. But maybe it's that. Maybe I'll take a read. I don't know. And these are the rest. They could be placed in a couple places, but I never looked into them all that much. Memory Girl's probably the one I'd give a try, and all I've seen was like, it's a bit over an hour, so it's barely... I normally would have kicked it out. I was like, I'm actually interested in it. The rest I don't care at all. Like, I don't know who this VTuber is. I don't know if she's actually even a real VTuber thing or not. It's one of those things where it's like, aside from maybe 3 of them, I do not care. And that's only because I find them like retardedly funny, or just like, you're kind of a hot mess and it would be funny to read about it. But this one's like, I don't know who you are. And that's about it for this one. It was really fast. So a lot of it is mainly for me. It's something I look at like, all right, I'm done reading with what I did. What else should I read now? Like, what interested me? And this I just put like 2 times speed. And like, all right, let's see what's up. But like, oh, this one's interesting. All right, let me pick it up. So yeah, this is one I never expect anything from it. Like, if it only got like 5 views, like, whatever. It's for me. The next one will be the Goei titles. Hopefully it's like a week after this one comes out. It's one of those things where it's more like, I'm tired more than anything else, and it's because I'm sick.